In terms of the, hey, we should trade for the guard that's franchise tagging on another team, sending a third round pick or whatever it would take. Like, everyone and their mom has been like, I've been calling your mom. Be like, hey, what do you think about trading for a guard that's on the franchise tag? Oh, Joe Thuney? Only Joe Thuney? Is that what you want to do? Yeah, click. I don't know why you hang up a smartphone anymore. But what about the other one? What about one Brandon Jerome Ezekiel Scherff of the Washington Professional Football Team, former BFF of Kirk Cousins? Yeah. Now, reportedly, there isn't much optimism that the 6-year pro and Washington will come together on a long-term deal before the July 15th deadline next week for franchise tag players to sign a long-term deal, which, again, as we've said on here, I think it's stupid. But the Vikings, hey, if Thuney's a non-starter, Brandon Scherff. Let's get it done. So, background on Scherff. 6'5", 315, former fifth-round pick in 2015 coming out of the University of Iowa. And he was the Outland Trophy winner as well as unanimous All-American his senior season in Iowa City. He was the one who actually replaced Riley Reiff as the Hawkeyes left tackle in 2012 after Riley Reiff was a 2012 first-round pick by the Detroit Lions. He was the second tackle taken in that draft. No, remember who the first one was? Do you remember? Over his career, Scherff was PFF's 7th highest graded guard in 2019, as well as 6th highest in 2017 when he was protecting the aforementioned Kirkua Jerome Cousins. He does have a couple of injury concerns propped up over the last couple of years. Could be why Washington's not extending him to a long-term deal. The only players that Washington and Daniel Snyder have not thrown stupid money at is Kirk Cousins and Brandon Scherff. So, and they're both kind of good. So maybe we should just bring them up. But 2018 season ended with a torn pec, as well as 2019 ended with elbow and shoulder surgery. So if you get past that and if you give him a lot of money, he's certainly going to heal up, right? That's the thing. But he is going to be in line to become one of the highest paid guards in the NFL, despite the injury concerns, because we've seen how he can play at an extremely high level. He's going to be in the Zach Martin, Brandon Brooks, Andrew Norwell strata of salaries in that $13 to $14 million per year range on a long-term deal. Also, like Thuney, if the Vikings wanted to trade for him, I mean, a long-term deal would have to get done with either Scherff/Thuney or Anthony Harris, since it can't have two franchise tag players on the same roster. But again, that'd be a decent problem to have. The Vikings certainly have the draft ammo to do that with 2 extra fourths and extra fifth, as well as being in line for a 3, 6, 7 in terms of compensatory picks. I mean, sending Washington a third-round pick for Scherff, I wouldn't be upset at that at all. Same thing, same logic that goes into Joe Thuney applies to Brandon Scherff as well. Also, if you sign either Scherff, Thuney, or Anthony Harris to a long-term deal, that would actually lower their 2020 cap number in all likelihood, as Rob Brzezinski could work his magic. Because the thing about the franchise tag is that you have to take on that entire number, since it is de facto one-year deal just on your cap of that season. But if signed to a long-term deal, it can space that out, ease that burden a little bit. Vikings currently have $12.268 million in cap space, and Washington, on the other hand, they're cap rich, right? They got the second most cap space in the NFL at $36.565 million. And also, if they got rid of Scherff, that would free up between $14 and $15 million in cap space. So they'd have 50 if they punted on Scherff, which would be big if they are committed to rebuilding that franchise. That can roll that cap over 2021, as well as, Daniel Snyder's got a lot on his plate at the moment with the team name, as well as all of his minority partners want out. Saving a couple pennies, especially with the salary cap in 2021 up in the air, I wouldn't put it past Daniel Snyder to do such things, right? And with Scherff, I think it would just plop him in at right guard. Now, I do love Drew Samia, but Scherff will be a no-brainer. He's firmly established himself as one of the best right guards in the league. He's got that swagger. He can get after in the run game. He certainly would not be a liability in the outside zone scheme, as well as he's pretty solid in pass protection as well. And having Samia potentially in the mix to compete at that left guard spot, I get smart. I think it would be a good route to go down. Now, if you want to ease the burden of bringing in Scherff and or signing him to a long-term deal, we could bring to fruition getting rid of Riley Reiff, freeing up that $11 million in cap space 2020. Again, we bring that up. Brandon Scherff yet again replaces Riley Reiff on the offensive line of the new team. It happens, right? But bottom line, Brandon Scherff, 3-time Pro Bowler, one of the best right guards in the league, and just coming into his prime at age 28. Hopefully those injuries are behind him, and he would just be an absolute massive upgrade for the Vikings offensive line, and possibly the player that puts his team over the top. Because again, if they are fully committed to fielding the best offensive line possible, ergo, fielding the best running game, as well as the best Kirk Cousins you can possibly do, and therefore the best possible team, why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you do this? You are draft pick rich in 2021. Invest a mid-round pick in one of the best guards in football. I don't care if it's Scherff. I don't care if it's Thuney, to be honest. Just get it done. Actually, hell, get both of them. Get both of them. Give up both third-round picks next year. Get both Joe Thuney and Brandon Scherff. The cap is a myth. Work it out. Hell, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, but your thoughts, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Let's put the work, pull us up in the Venmo, plus give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skull Production Value.